Hi, I just thought I'd jump in here at the start of part 2 for strip and fix, which is putting this bike back together and the service. All this took place at the same time the last video did. The wheel was away getting fixed, so in some scenes you'll see that the wheel's not on the bike, whereas in the last video it was back on the bike. So this was all sort of intertwined. I just had to split it over two. Also, another thing that you'll see in the video, which is currently no longer on the bike, is the Arrow decat. So I ordered this before I went away on the Cape York trip. After putting this on and going for a ride and that sort of thing, it's great. Like, there's absolutely nothing wrong with this, with the standard muffler on the bike. Like, not a problem at all. Don't have to retune it, don't have to do anything like that. But I decided to go down a different route, which you'll see in the upcoming video. I wanted to go down the tuning route now, just to see what the differences are, that sort of thing. Which means I don't really have anything to do with this. Oh, I paid for this. Like, this wasn't given to me. This wasn't a gift or anything like that. I paid dollars for this. This has probably done 100 Ks. Well, maybe 100 Ks tops. Just needs a polish up and a bit of a clean. But what I'm thinking is, my channel's got a little bit bigger over this year. It's not massive. Like, look at the numbers. I'm not a massive YouTube channel, but I might give this away as a Christmas gift. So start of December, I'll release another video just in time for Christmas that you can comment on and like and all that sort of stuff. And you'll go into the running to win this anywhere in the world. So if you're overseas, I'll post it to you. If you're in Australia, I'll most likely hand deliver it to you. It gives me an excuse to get back out on the bike again, go for another big trip. So it doesn't worry me. I have pretty much no use for this. You guys are the ones that have been watching, so it's up for grabs. I could easily just go put this on eBay now and sell it and get my money back, plus more, because I got it fairly cheap. Not a problem, but you guys are the ones watching. If you want a decat for your bike, let me know. So if you think that sounds like a good idea, comment on this video and I'll do all the specifics that I need to do for the start of December. And yeah, enjoy the next video of me installing this on this bike. Hi, so it's been about a week since I've dropped the front wheel off to get fixed. It's about another week away. I've cleaned down all the top as best as I can, just with like an orange cleaner, scrubbed it down with like a little brush and done that a fair few times. Still a bit of an orange tinge in the wiring, but it's gonna have to do. Now I can take the original air filter out, which I just put in when I was cleaning, and I'm gonna pop this back in, but you need to oil this first. So let's go do that right now. Step one, grab yourself a little bucket and then you grab your filter. I don't tend to oil this bottom filter, just pop it in. Because the oil from the secondary filter will seep into this one anyway. It's gonna be a bit tricky to get in. Right, so once it's in, see if you can get your finger around, push it into the edges. Okay, so that one is done. Just put that aside. The yellow one is generally the only one that I oil. Pop that in your little container. Grab your filter oil. Now, you want enough of this that you can just squeeze through the filter. So I'll just put a little bit in. You don't want crazy amounts on this. You just want to massage it, because a little bit of this will soak out of it down into the green one anyway. So when you first get them, they're pre-oiled, and you'll notice that the green one does have a fair bit of oil in it. Okay, that's pretty much good. Now you've got to get rid of all the oil off your hands. Okay, you don't want to leave any dry areas, but you should only get like a slight residue on your hands. So I just give that like another bit of a squeeze just to get that excess out. You can see that's the excess there. I'll just do that a couple of times. Just wipe the hands off. The last thing you want is this dripping down into the throttle body, but this way the oil is all the way through the filter. Just give it another couple of squeezes. So then you've got an oiled filter, but it doesn't have excess oil on it. I'm not planning on going anywhere where there's crazy amounts of bull dust or anything at the moment, so this is definitely good enough for what I'm doing at the moment. Then we pop it back in. Once again, get your fingers all the way around. Make sure it's all in correctly. There we go. Pop that on there. Now he's got to put some grease around the edge and sit it back in the bike. All right, so same as the first time. Just take the original filter out. Pop the uni filter in. So it does squish it down a little bit. Once you get the first couple of screws in, it's all good to go. So I'll just go do that now, get all this back together, get the computer back in, and then it's time to get the fuel tank back on. Just a little tip if you've never taken the air filter out, the left side front screw is the worst one to get out because the wiring harness goes sort of half over the top of it. What I've found is to get it started, or when you put it back in, get it started with your fingers and then just use a little mini ratchet with a T20 bit in it, and you can sort of hang it over the top and push as you're ratcheting it up. That's the easiest way I've found to get that one back in without having to bend this up and try and flex it to get the air filter out. If you're changing it to the uni filter, it's very hard to flex this up enough to get it out because of the metal tray. If it's a standard paper filter, you can, but just take a bit of time and screw it in properly with the proper tools. Okay, so that's all the air filter cover together. Now, I was just in the process of putting the fuel tank back on, so I thought now's the perfect time to modify the two breather hoses to make them a bit longer, to make them easy to get the tank in and out. So I thought I'd get the proper 8mm ethanol suitable fuel hose, being fuel injected hose, just in case I need it for whatever reason. I can take a breather hose off and use it in the middle of nowhere. Except my local automotive store, being Repco, wanted $42 a metre for the hose. So I came home, Googled the exact same hose, and it's currently on its way, including shipping, for $22 a metre. Okay, so while we're waiting on the fuel hose coming so I can extend the breathers to put the fuel tank back on, gonna fix a couple of things which I wanted to do for a long time. I was hoping I could do this before the big trip. It didn't come about, which is finally getting rid of the catalytic converter. If you don't know, the catalytic converter on these bikes is very heavy. It's about 6.5 kilos. It generates a lot of heat, which I did notice radiating back up, especially at the top end of Australia where it is pretty hot. It came in handy when I was down in Canberra and it was like -2, but that's fine. To do that, I need to take the muffler off and pretty much all the protective gear to get to the catalytic converter, and then we'll take that off there. The one that I did get, which is this one right here, is, as you can see there, Arrow branded. I received this direct from Italy. That's about the third supply that I've dealt with trying to get this exact bit. Now, in Australia, these are going for $440, $500, even up to $650. I got this direct from Italy, $330, free postage. If you're paying any more than that, I think, yeah, you're getting ripped off. There are a couple of different brands you can get for this. The reason why I went with this one, and there's a couple others you can do it, is you can put any muffler you want onto it. There are a couple of brands out there where if you get their branded decat pipe, you have to go with their muffler because there's a few little fittings that are different, but won't worry about that. So you just get the one that can sort of say it suits any muffler, including the original muffler, and you'll be fine. Now, I haven't decided on what muffler to get yet. I've got it down to a couple, but one that I know I won't be going with is the HP course, mainly because they're an absolute nightmare to deal with. They refuse to answer any questions regarding the muffler, and at the end of it, they pretty much suggested I buy another company's muffler, which is what I'm doing. So I also suggest the same. Don't buy a HP course, buy another company's muffler, and you'll eventually see which one I do go for. That's enough of that. Let's get this catalytic converter out. It weighs about 6.5 kilos, as opposed to what, 600-700 grams. Yeah, let's get to it. Start taking some stuff off. The good thing about the desertx is I can take the passenger foot pegs off just with a couple of bolts, unlike a Yamaha that are fully welded. Makes it a lot easier to service your bike. Okay, that is out. Let's see if it wants to come out. Okay, the front pipe seems to be in a fair way, so just quickly take that out now. Huh. Just like that. So a little bit of movement and the whole thing fell off. That's all it needed, just to be loosened just that little bit. And that has got some weight in it. All right, now don't forget to put the clamps on and make sure they're the right size. They should be 47 to 51 millimeters. There's been a few people that have actually had larger ones for some reason. Then we can start tightening things up. Start with this top one, just to get it in the right spot. Okay, so these are supposed to be 24 Newton meters. Okay, so I've redone the breather hoses, made them a bit longer, just to give them a bit more flexibility when I take the tank off. Tank's all back on. Everything's pretty much good to go. So this will be the first startup since I've put the decat pipe in. We'll see how loud that gets. But what I'll do is I'll change over to another mic just to pick up the sound a little bit better. So we're not going to get an exact sound out of the mic because the camera does adjust levels and that sort of thing. But it's definitely going to sound a lot different. So I'll change over to that mic now and then we will start it up. Okay, so I'll switch over to the other mic now. Not sure how it's going to sound. It could sound completely blown out, but we'll start it up. I need to warm this up so I can do an oil change. So I'm going to keep it running for a bit. You'll probably see a bit of smoke come off the engine, mainly just from the cleaner that I used when I cleaned the top section. Don't worry about that. Alright, here we go. Wait for the dash to come up. Okay, bike's all warmed up. Let's see what 10,000 kilometer oil looks like. It's like a faint bit of metal on the magnet. That's pretty standard. No, that's all pretty good. Oil's actually still got a bit of brown colour in it, so it's not fully black, which is good. About to that. Let's see how many Ks this trip was. I haven't even looked, I forgot. I reckon 9,000 something. We got trip, should be on trip 2. I'll scroll through trip 2. There you go, 9,656.4 kilometres. So it's definitely due for a service. And if all you Ducati purists out there are hating me for putting non-Ducati branded Shell Advance Ultra in, this is just as good. Now, if you actually go through the Ducati manual, it states any JOSOMA oil is fine to put in this. So it actually says MA2. Now, if you look into it, MA2 is mainly designed for vehicles with catalytic converters, but you can use MA as well. Now you say, oh, but your bike does have a catalytic converter. It's that massive thing underneath here. Yeah, it does at the moment, but by the time I put that oil in, that thing won't be there. Okay, so now it's just a matter of filling it up until we're in between the min and max marks here. So pretty much those little black dots. Got to be on those. Still have to fill the filter up, so go up to the maximum mark. All right, start this thing up. Okay, exhaust is all tightened up. Oil is just under full. Yep. I think we're good to start it. Neutral, here we go. I just want to make sure it all flows down back into the filter. So I'll wait for that to settle and then come back, check the level, make sure there's no leaks, and then I'll run it and bring it back up to temp. All right, so it has been probably about 6 weeks now since I've last ridden this bike. In that time, it's had a full clean, air filter done, front wheel fixed, decat, service. That is about it. So this is the first little rundown after it's all been put back together. So we will see how it goes. So test ride's going well so far. Haven't even balanced the front wheel and it's all nice and smooth. The only thing I've got to keep an eye on is to make sure it's not losing any air pressure. I don't trust the gauge at the servo and I've got to find my one at home. So that's the only thing I really need to keep an eye on so far. With the decat on the bike, between 4,000 and 5,000 RPM, which is like the cruising speed, it doesn't sound any different. Like you wouldn't even notice that it's got a decat on the bike. It's only on that initial acceleration and then higher up in the rev range. So if that's what you're into, that's all good. But if it was to ever get tested, they test it, I think at like 4,400 RPM for this bike anyway. So that would be fine. Doesn't sound any different whatsoever. The sound isn't quite there yet, so I do have something on order that will fix that. And then yeah, something else to fix the rear bounciness, which was a little bit of an issue up at Cape York fully loaded. So let's get home, a little bit of a detour away, and fix that. We'll fix the bounciness issue first, I think. So much better. Little bit of a rumble. At least you can hear it now. Check that car out. Got Navara. Glass and crap there. So that's been there a while. But there was another car up here. I don't know if they're parked or what, but we'll go check them out. They're out right through the pines.